I think I thought that Kim Jong-il has been a menace. He's been a menace to his own people, to South Koreans, and to the world. But we at least understand him a little bit. And anytime there's a transition in North Korea, you worry a lot about what that is going to mean. His son, Kim Jong-un, is even less understood than Kim Jong-il. There's a real threat to South Korea, partly because you have all this artillery aimed right at Seoul, and can reach Seoul. And then beyond that, you have a regime that is probably the worst abuser of human rights in the world today, and a lot of uncertainty about how that is going to play out with a new ruler.
And, you know, with obviously today, and as the news cycles go quickly, but North Korea is in the spotlight today, you know, well, we have this kind of window where we are thinking about North Korea. You know, what do you want Americans to know? Most Americans probably don't think about North Korea that often. But
I hope that this is a chance for us to focus not only on North Korea's challenge to the international security situation, but also on North Korean violations of human rights at home. This is a country that, I mean, there are other regimes that commit mass atrocities. The North Korean regime is itself kind of a walking mass atrocity. 1 million people starved in their man-made famine in the 1990s. We have another major famine looming, a couple 100,000 people in labor camps. If somebody commits a thought crime against the Kim family, then not only is that person sent to a labor camp, the whole family is sent away. This is an incredibly brutal regime, by far the most totalitarian place I've ever visited, and I hope that that is part of our calculation as well.
We don't know much about Kim Jong-un, obviously, but are you hopeful that things could move in a more open direction, or do you have any reason for hope?
What's unsustainable at the end of the day can't be sustained, and North Korea is unsustainable. So at some point it is going to collapse, and maybe this is going to bring that day forward a little bit. There's been a lot of talk about the need for stability, and that's true, but we don't want to keep North Korea stable. At the end of the day, we want it to collapse and to be replaced. I hope this is going to come a little bit sooner. I also, though, think this is a chance for Americans to reflect a little bit on our own policy toward North Korea and toward other rogue countries. We have tried to sanction and isolate North Korea, and I worry sometimes that isolation is one of the things that has actually kept the North Korean regime in power. It has managed to isolate its people so they don't know anything else about the rest of the world. It has given them a scapegoat for their own economic incompetence. And I think it's not an accident that countries like North Korea, Cuba, Burma, that have been isolated and sanctioned, have been able to maintain incredibly incompetent and unpalatable regimes for so long.
Do you think this kind of shock to the system gives the Obama administration or any other major government kind of a opportunity to shift direction, change their policy? Is that realistic to expect?
I don't think that, frankly, what we in the West do for the next couple of years is probably going to matter all that much to North Korea, that they're going to be inward-looking, they're going to be focused on their leadership transition. Kim Jong-un is going to try very, very hard to make sure that the military is going to report to him and not nibble away at his own power. So I think internal North Korean power dynamics are going to be the central issue for the next few years, and what we do is marginal. That said, we have to begin setting the stage for a post-North Korea world, figure out what we do if it does collapse in terms of securing their nuclear weapons and making sure that South Korea inherits the government, figuring out what our role there is vis-a-vis China, and working with China and Japan on these issues. So I hope we begin that process ahead of time, and I think we are.
You wrote on your Facebook page that Pyongyang can't think of many worse places for the holidays. Certainly not Portland or Florida would be worse.
I am. I'm so happy to be here in Portland, and I am just, North Korea has periodically given me visas, but I'm kind of pretty thankful that I'm not likely to get a visa in the next few days and face the prospect of Christmas in North Korea. I mean, can you think of any worse place to spend Christmas than a freezing hotel in North Korea? Boy, I can't.
Worse than tear gas in Bahrain.
Worse than tear gas in Bahrain.
That's saying a lot.
I've been in a lot of difficult and unpleasant places, but Pyongyang in the winter is just about at the bottom.
Wow.
And Portland is just about at the top.